This is not a pair of boots, but they are made in Northamptonshire in England. They're made from Scottish deer suede, and it is so beautifully finished that it deserves a Bootlosophy review. So let's go. How you going? I'm coming to you from Wadjet Country here in Perth in Western Australia. Welcome to Bootlosophy, my heritage boot channel, and my name is Tech. As a heritage boot channel, it's not often I review things other than boots, like maybe some heritage bags, some jackets and so on. But I did review a pair of Crown Northampton desert boots a while ago, and I really liked them, so I'm really pleased to be reviewing this pair of sneakers, also from Crown Northampton. In fact, when I started going into my boot journey in 2020, I made up my mind then to give up wearing shoes because I found that heritage boots could suit my every purpose. From dress boots for suits at work to walking and hiking boots for my hiking and orienteering hobby, and casual and work boots for the days off or days working in those days on my wife's investment properties. So this in fact is my very first shoe that I've put on for the last 6 years, other than running shoes to go running or to go to the gym. The Harlestone hand-stitched sneaker, a flagship product, was developed to bridge the gap between traditional heritage cordwaining and modern style. So I'm pleased to take a good look at them. I'll leave a link to their website down below so you can explore their other products if you're interested. Be aware though that this pair was given to me for review, and while I'm obviously very happy to try them on, I will provide a review as objective as I can do, taking the pros and cons I see. And one of the cons I think I have to mention up front is the price, but I'll discuss that later. And before we go on, I hope you're going to click on like and subscribe below to help me out, and to also train the YouTube algorithm to recognize your love of boots and shoes and show you more videos like these. In terms of design, this falls under the category of minimalist sneakers. In the last couple of decades, minimalist sneakers seem to have taken the trendy fashion world by quite a bit. Now, to be honest, I think they were a reaction against louder, logo-heavy sneakers and a shift towards so-called quiet luxury. Common Projects and Koyo were a couple of leading luxury brands selling for 700 to 900 Australian dollars. Fashion influencers still say you can wear them with a suit. Nah. Anyway, as a minimalist sneaker, it has all the characteristics of a very plain, low derby design, lacing almost like a lace-to-toe boot. The toe is comfortably round, but also actually quite low profile. They come with black and white cotton laces, both having that kind of spaghettini-like profile. And I chose the white because it's a contrast color. As with almost all minimalist sneakers, it has a white cup sole. But in this case, this one's not just glued on, it's hand-stitched at the sides. And in terms of construction, as I will discuss in a minute, that is not the only quality finish. Now, let's talk briefly about the brand Crown Northampton. Crown Northampton is a fifth-generation family-owned footwear brand founded in 1908 as Ernest Woodford and Sons. Originally operating in London, the company relocated to Northampton soon after starting, specializing in premium handmade shoes. My research shows that the brand is one of only a few allowed to use the town crest of Northampton and the rose of Northamptonshire on its products. I presume that's because they're being recognized by the authorities for its deep link into local heritage. Under current fifth-generation owner Chris Woodford, the brand made a pivotal shift and launched the Crown Northampton sneaker collection in 2017. This move, I think, was inspired by high demand from Japanese retailers for high-quality, British-made luxury sneakers. Much of the Crown Northampton current workforce consists of third or even fourth generation shoemakers. Today, the brand operates on a direct-to-consumer, made-to-order model focusing on transparency and applying traditional, what they call bench-grade construction that's usually reserved for formal dress shoes, and apply that to the manufacture of luxury sneakers. They use only world-class materials such as shell cordovan from the Horween Leather Company in Chicago, the famous Horween Leather Company, and they use premium suedes from Charles F. Stead in Leeds. Now, in my unboxing video of this pair, I said that this was Scottish deerskin suede and it was tanned by Charles F. Stead. I was wrong. It is Scottish deerskin suede, but it is from the Barhead Kid Company in Scotland. Let's take a look at how these are put together. The Scottish deer suede upper is a highlight, so let me start there. As I said, this is a traceable hide tanned by the Barhead Kid Company in Barhead in Scotland. At the moment, I can't see the Merlot colour on their website, but they also come in a variety of other colours. The deer hide is traceably sourced from the Barhead region of Scotland and feels incredibly soft to the touch with a very fine plush nap. The tanning and finish retains the strength and durability characteristics of deer hide fibres, and the tannery's dyeing technique produces a hard-wearing, rich and deep colour. The vamp and tongue are one piece of suede, and the quarters are stitched together at the back and slip over the vamp and tongue in sort of derby lacing style. The edges of the quarters, from the collar all the way around the whole way to the lace facings and quarter edges, are French bound. They're very delicately rolled over and tucked into the suede upper and what feels like the super soft calf skin lining. The 7 eyelets are all blind eyelets that really suit that minimalist look. The hand finish touches are incredible. At the back, where the two halves are sewn together, there is an overlap suede material at the top, which is also stitched and then hand stitched with a double wax cotton stitch. In the front, at the end of the quarters, this double thread hand stitch is also repeated to reinforce the leather against the forces it meets when you try and push your feet in and flare up the quarters. Apart from these double hand stitches, the stitching everywhere is so fine, it's invisible. Inside the shoe, you can see a branded full grain leather comfort insole, and under that the cork layer is filled in by hand. It forms a filler that gently shapes to the shape of your feet as you wear them. The heel counter and toe stiffener are made of oak bark tanned leather with a rough outside at the heel cup. And there is a natural veg tan crust shoulder used to form the foundations of the insole itself. So far this is everything like a traditionally handmade boot. Going into the sole, it's glued on, and then the sides are hand stitched for extra durability and protection. The rubber sole is a Lacte Heavier sole, believe it or not, made from virgin heavier milk harvested directly from the crying wood tree. They are soft and durable and are sustainable materials if that's your thing. If, like my wife, you don't like that white sole look, you can also get them in natural gum, which is a kind of brownie color, or black, and they are fully resolable. This is incredibly soft suede, and this is a big-ass white sole. So let's talk shoe care. I don't think you need to take any different care of deer suede from any other suede. Personally, before first wear, I would spray it with a waterproofing spray like Tarago's Nano Spray. Sophia has a similar product. I think it's called Invulna. After each wear, I would put in cedar shoe trees because you can abuse this soft construction and kind of flatten the whole shape out of shape. Make sure that you keep the suede clean, brushing it with a hard bristled suede brush, first one way and then the other to reform the nap. If it gets wet, let it dry naturally and then brush it with a suede brush. If it gets dirty, you can dry clean it first with a suede eraser, basically spot erasing, and then you brush it with a suede brush. Or you can shampoo it with a Sophia suede shampoo, let it dry and then brush. Spray with the waterproofer from time to time. Conditioning. I wouldn't worry too much about conditioning it, although there are specialist suede conditioning products. Maybe once a year, and especially if you like to wear it sockless, I would consider conditioning the lining inside with Venetian shoe cream. As for the white sole, it can get dirty, but I found that you can use a magic eraser, either wet or dry, to gently rub any marks off. There were some black marks there. If you do that, as soon as you notice a scuff or mark, it should keep the sole mostly clean. Okay, let's look at sizing, fit and comfort. Crown Northampton sizes using the UK convention. In Australia, there's a confusing use of both US and UK sizes, but most older Australian brands will use the UK convention. The UK convention is one number down from the US size numbers. So for example, if you are a USA size 10, then the UK and proper Aussie equivalent size is a 9. Crown Northampton fits true to size, and you don't have to go a half down as you do in most US boots. Now take my case as an example. I size a US 8.5 on the Brannock device. That translates to a UK 7.5, so that's the size I took here. I took a Crown Northampton standard width, which they nominate as an F, but they also have narrow or E width and wide or G width. Now, take note. Most UK and Australian boot companies call their widths different things. And the wide G width here is not the same as the RM Williams G width, which is RM's standard width. They offer the 3 widths and all the sizes and half sizes between UK 3 and UK 14. So that's a really good sizing range. As for fit, in the right size, the fit is really good. It hugs your feet from the heel to the ball of the foot. It doesn't squeeze your toes, and it leaves enough room at the front for wiggle, although it is quite a flat profile. Because it's designed as a snug fit, I wouldn't plan to wear it with a thick sock or even a padded athletic sock. Plan to wear it with a thin dress sock or bare feet. There is very little break-in experience required. I wore it for a day or two and it was broken in already. The main issue is probably the way your toes might wiggle at the front against the leather and rub there at the top. And for the first day maybe, I felt a little rubbed at the side toes as well. This does go away quickly though. Underfoot, the comfort is also good, but being used to heritage boots now for 6 years, it does feel like it's a little thin underneath. It is not, it has the leather, perhaps not as thick as boot insoles, but enough. And it has the cork, and with the rubber cut outsole, once I remembered what shoes feel like, I think they were okay. These sell for 747 Australian dollars. Unfortunately, it's one of those websites that automatically changes the currency to where your IP address comes from. And I couldn't find a way to change currencies, so you need to check yourselves what your currency price is. At 747 Australian dollars, they are not cheap. But compare them to Common Projects. Their Suede minimalist sneakers sell for £515 sterling, which is roughly 985 Aussie dollars. But then you have to add postage and GST, I suppose. Compare them with Koyo Suede sneakers, cheaper at about 400 to 500 Australian dollars plus postage and GST. But they are a little less transparent on their website about construction methods, so I'm not sure that I'm comparing apples with apples. I think Crown Northampton might say that while on first appearance they look expensive, they are better made. Honestly, I'm not that into minimalist sneakers, so I can't referee that little discussion because I'm not comparing it to other things that I've worn. But as my first luxury minimalist sneaker, I can say that I'm blown away by the level of detail that I can see and the feel of the components that I can feel. I think this is expensive for Mr. Average looking for a minimalist sneaker who might want to go and buy, say, an Echo. But for a boot enthusiast used to discussing the intimate detail of tannages and stitches, this seems in line with the quality that you can see. I'm not a great judge of sneakers, so if you are, chime in, let me know what you think. I only wish you could feel this suede though. I would honestly consider sleeping on a sheet like this. And after that cop-out, I am signing off. That's it. I hope you like my first review of a minimalist sneaker. It's unlikely that I'm going to do any more and I'll stick to boots. Although, since I got this pair, I have been wearing them around the house for comfort and the ease of pushing your feet into them instead of boots. almost like bedroom slippers. Anyway, that is it. Don't forget to click on like, please. Subscribe, please. And tell me below what you think of these. And would you get a pair? Let me know if you would. Until next time, take care out there. See you again soon.